Welcome to my channel. Love the content. Support us by subscribing and hitting the like button. Thank you. Through the Ashes.
Love is the one thing that binds us, even when life pulls us apart. Mark and Lena had the kind of love that people dreamed about. Every morning, Mark brewed coffee while Lena wrapped her arms around him from behind. She'd tease, "What would you do without me?" Mark always had the same answer: drink terrible coffee and live a boring life. They spent late nights dreaming of the future. A map of the world lay sprawled across their bed, littered with pins marking places they planned to visit. Lena's finger often lingered on Paris. One day, she'd say, her eyes lighting up, "We'll eat croissants by the Seine." Mark laughed and pointed to the Alps. "And after that, we'll hike here." Adventure and romance. "Deal," Lena would say, sealing it with a kiss. Their love wasn't just about big dreams, it was in the little things, too. Like the time they danced in the rain during an unexpected storm. While others ran for cover, Lena grabbed Mark's hand and whispered, "Why wait for a special moment when we can make one right now?" On their 5th anniversary, Mark and Lena celebrated with dinner at their favorite restaurant. They reminisced about their journey together and toasted to the future. "I can't believe it's been 5 years," Lena said, her eyes sparkling. "5 years and counting," Mark replied, raising his glass. "To us." "To forever," Lena whispered, clinking her glass with his. They left the restaurant hand in hand, driving home under a blanket of stars. The radio played their favorite song, and Lena turned the volume up, singing loudly and off-key. Mark laughed, his heart full of love. Then, in an instant, everything changed. Out of nowhere, a truck swerved into their lane. Mark shouted and tried to avoid it, but it was too late. The sound of screeching tires and shattering glass filled the air, and then silence. Mark woke up in the ambulance, dazed and panicked. He tried to sit up, shouting Lena's name, but a paramedic pushed him back down. "She's critical," they said. At the hospital, Mark refused to leave her side. Lena lay motionless on the bed, her face pale and bruised, tubes and machines keeping her alive. Mark held her hand tightly, his voice trembling. "Lena, you can't leave me. We have so much left to do. Remember Paris? Remember the Alps? You promised me forever. Please stay." Doctors rushed in and out, working tirelessly. At one point, her vitals improved slightly, and hope bloomed in Mark's chest. He fell to his knees in gratitude, praying for a miracle. But as the night wore on, her condition worsened. A doctor pulled Mark aside. "She's holding on, but it's critical. You should prepare yourself." Mark returned to her bedside, tears streaming down his face. He kissed her hand and whispered, "I love you, Lena. Always. I'm not giving up on you." Despite Mark's prayers and the doctor's efforts, Lena didn't survive the night. The funeral was a blur of grief and rain. Mark stood alone as her casket was lowered into the ground, clutching a small photo of them from their anniversary dinner. The sound of the rain was almost soothing, like the sky mourning alongside him. Mark's world had stopped. Weeks passed, and Mark struggled to find meaning in a life without Lena. Their home felt empty, their dreams unfinished. One evening, while sorting through her belongings, he found a small box tucked away in her closet. The lid bore a simple message in Lena's handwriting: "For Mark, if I'm not around anymore." Inside, he found several USB drives and a letter. His hands shook as he opened it. "My love. If you're reading this, I couldn't keep my promise to stay forever. But I'll always be with you. Watch the videos when you're ready to live again. Love always. Lena." Mark inserted the first USB drive into his laptop. Lena's face appeared on the screen, smiling softly. "Hey, my love," she began. "If you're watching this, it means I'm gone. I know it hurts, but I need you to promise me something. Take it one day at a time. Start small. Go to our favorite park. Remember the good times, not just the end." Her voice wavered, but her love shone through. "You've always been my strength, Mark. Now, let me be yours." Mark followed her instructions. He visited their favorite park, sitting on the bench where they had their first kiss. He watched the cherry blossoms fall like snow, and for the first time in months, he smiled, though it was bittersweet. Another video led him to her childhood home, where he met Lena's estranged sister. She handed Mark a stack of letters Lena had written but never sent. Through those letters, he learned about her illness and her incredible strength in preparing for life without her. In the last video, Lena looked weaker but still radiant. Her smile was soft, and her eyes shone with love. "Mark," she said, "love doesn't end with death. It transforms. You'll carry me with you, but it's time to let me go. Chase your dreams. Live the life we dreamed of, both for you and for me." Months later, Mark stood atop a mountain at sunrise, his camera in hand. The golden light bathed the world in warmth, and for the first time in a long time, he felt alive. As he captured the breathtaking view, Lena's voice echoed in his mind. "Live, my love. Don't just exist." Not long after, Mark met Lisa, a kind-hearted woman who shared his passion for photography. At first, their connection was tentative, built on shared hobbies and quiet conversations. Mark found himself opening up to her, sharing stories of Lena and their love. Lisa listened with empathy, never trying to replace Lena, but instead honoring her memory. Slowly, Mark began to feel the stirrings of love again. It wasn't the same as with Lena, no love ever could be, but it was something new, something beautiful. One day, as Mark and Lisa stood together on a hillside at sunset, he felt Lena's presence in the warm breeze and the vibrant colors of the sky. For the first time, he realized that moving forward didn't mean letting go of the past. It meant carrying it with him, alongside the new love he had found. Mark smiled, whispering under his breath, "Thank you, Lena, for teaching me how to love, and to live again."